In 1870, hevea trees were introduced in Malaya and the rubber industry was developing rapidly, causing an influx of Indians, mostly Tamils, to Malaya as laborers in the rubber estates. Among the Indian workers, there were a significant number of them who were Catholics. Hence, to cater the spiritual needs of the growing population of Tamil-speaking Catholics in Kuala Lumpur, steps were taken to build the first church in the center of the city for them, which is the St. Anthony Church. In 1911, Father Francois Lee Mahak was officially appointed as the first parish priest, followed by the opening and blessing of St. Anthony Church in 1913. Back in the 19th century, the popularity of neo-Gothic architecture grew rapidly and sought to revive medieval Gothic architecture in contrast to the neoclassical styles which were prevalent at that time. Architectural elements such as the pointed arches, steep sloping roofs, and fancy carvings like lace and lattice work were applied to a wide range of Gothic revival objects. St. Anthony Church adopted the neo-Gothic style of architecture, and its distinctive features such as the pointed arches, rose window, tower and spire, and ornamental motifs are clearly distinguishable. The structure of St. Anthony Church emphasized on verticality with its roofline, buttress piers, bundled columns, and gable ends terminating at small pinnacles. Upon entering the main gate of St. Anthony Church, the northeast facade of the church has a clear image of what a Gothic architecture building typically looks like, with the pointed arches, pinnacles, rose window, tower and the spire soaring above the sky. The whitewash paint on the exterior surface, carvings and edges gave the church a clean and pure vibe. As we circulate around St. Anthony Church on the exterior, it's evidently clear that the pointed arch is one of the distinctive features of Gothic architecture, as it is widely used in designing the portal, windows, as well as the decorative elements carved on the exterior facade of the church. The invention of the pointed arch made it possible for churches to be built even higher than before, and massive load-bearing walls were no longer necessary. Buttress piers are present as structural components supporting the pointed arches and the walls of the church. Above the buttress piers, we have the pyramidal structures known as the pinnacles. The steep sloping pitched roofing is a measure taken to counterpoise the frequent heavy rainfall in Malaysia. And as we look closer into the exterior detailed elements of the church, the quarterfoils and trefoils made up the tracery design of the windows and portals. As we enter into the space within St. Anthony Church through the main entrance, it is quiet, solemn, and there is a sense of tranquility. Standing at the end of the nave at the main entrance, we can clearly see an axis of symmetry along the nave all the way to the end where the tabernacle is situated. The nave is flanked on both sides by aisles, and what's separating the nave and the aisles are rows of bundled columns connecting by pointed arches with rolled moldings. The connecting pointed arches that are supported by the bundled columns form the altar. Transitioning further down the nave, the altar is located in between the transepts, and the tabernacle is placed behind the altar. Behind the tabernacle, we can see tall, slender colonnades stretching from the ground upwards and connecting with the narrowed, thin lines all the way up to the ceiling, where they divide into ribs, forming the vaulting of this church. Here we have the interest in linearity, where the lines draw our eye upward, which is so typical of Gothic architecture. The rib vaulting system opened up the walls, allowing larger and taller glass windows to be constructed. The stained glass helped to make the interior space that recalled that divine, which gave one a sense of heaven here on earth. Looking right above the doorways are circular rose windows that are made of stained glass rosette, giving enough ambient light inside the church, light piercing through the secret dimness of the space in the church. When we look at the interior elevation of St. Anthony Church, it is one part elevation consisting of only the arcade with tall, slender, pointed arches. Above the arcade are small openings for light and air ventilation. The height of St. Anthony Church is relatively low as compared to an authentic Gothic cathedral, which has a three-part elevation consisting of an arcade, a triforium, and large clerestory windows. In short, St. Anthony Church, Kuala Lumpur, adopted a style of neo-Gothic architecture with distinctive features such as the pointed arches, pinnacles, buttress pier, highly decorative ornamental design, tower and spire. St. Anthony Church became a magnificent historical architecture building and provided the community a space of spirituality.